Dear Airbnb guest, I will explain to you how to operate the wood stove at the Monadnock Sunrise Airbnb Forest Hideaway. All you need in supplies should be right here. We've got some cardboard. There is some kindling to start the fire in here. There will be boards, little cut-off ends for actual firewood or the big chunks for the winter. And there's some birch bark right here. Let's go inside and take a look at how it all works. So I've prepared all the things that we need. This is the wood stove. This is the flue. Now it's closed. Now it's open. You can see the air can go in. The fire will be supplied with oxygen and burn hotter, faster. Up here there is another damper, a flue pipe damper. It's a flap that's in this position right now, which is open. When I turn this way, now this flap is closing the chimney, which kills the draft, slows the fire down. But really you should only operate the stove through the flue right here. So to start the fire, we want to have this door all the way open. You open the door. You don't have to ash out. It only needs to be ashed out maybe once a week at everyday burning. And it's good to have a little bit of insulating ash in the bottom so the fire starts up easier. You can there's paper down here, a roll of paper, some cardboard or paper bags you can use, but really you just crinkle up some sheets of paper, newspaper, whatever is there for starting the fires. And then you can add a few crinkled up pieces of cardboard right on top of that. Additionally, you could lay a few chunks of birch bark on top of it. Birch bark has a lot of oils in them, natural oils that will make it go up like gasoline almost. And then we're gonna start with just a small handful of smaller dry twigs. Place that on top of it. Then we have in this bucket a little bit of a bigger kindling, some little branches, and bigger twigs. Everything goes in there. I'm gonna make a mess, but that's okay for the purpose of showing. That is quite all right. So you don't really need more than that. It's just to get the fire going, and then we can take some smaller chunks of wood. Just lay everything on top. So you want to start obviously with the finest material first and then go bigger and bigger until at the very end you can place some big chunks firewood or these boards on top of everything. You can really like load it up until you hit the roof of the stove. That's perfectly fine. And then, if you ever have an issues, you can also additionally, but it's not really necessary, I have this container with old candle wax. You know, you can just place a little chunk of candle wax in here that will help it go off. And yeah, make sure this damper is open in this position. See the holes, you can see the light through. That's open, that's good. And the easiest way to do it, instead of with a lighter, you burn your thumb whilst you try to light it, you just use the blowtorch. You open it, press the ignition. If it doesn't go off with the ignition, you can use the lighter to light the blowtorch. And then you just go way in there, see that birch bark go up? That's the birch bark immediately lighting on fire. You want to be relatively quick about it. Light the paper, light the cardboard. Just hold it on there for a few seconds to really make sure that it's actually going up in flames. That looks good. And now we want to close the door before the smoke comes into the house, into the trailer. You could either just loosely hang it like so that the door is still a little bit open and it can draw more air into it. For safety reasons, I recommend it, at the very least, if you light the fire and leave the camper, actually latch the door so it doesn't come open. If things are tumbling around in there, push the door open, firewood falls out. This is how houses burn down. So we want to prevent that by like actually latching the door. The flue's open, closed, open, leave it open for the startup process. And once the fire is going really well, which should take about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, depending on if the wood is a little moist, how cold it is. Then you can start closing the flue. When it's in full roaring fire mode, you want to have the flue close to about this position, just to get barely enough oxygen in there so that it doesn't kill the fire, it prolongs the burn. But you want to have it open enough so it's just not just smoldering away. So if you have a lot of smoke development outside, when you look outside at the chimney, there's just a ton of smoke, you're not getting really much heat, you don't hear the fire roaring, then you know the flue could be opened up. And you can see up there a little bit of smoke, but not a crazy amount. So that means the fire is burning relatively hot already, and you will start feeling the heat emanating from the wood stove itself in about 20-30 minutes. Because it's a heavy stove, it takes a while to heat through all that cast iron. Yep, I hope you are getting a handle on it, and if you have issues, you can call me at my number or write me a text on the Airbnb app. Thank you.